Why saving money won't make you rich. Imagine two people who both start working at the age of 25. Both earn similar salaries. Both work hard. Both follow the exact same financial advice society gives everyone. Spend carefully. Save as much as possible. Avoid unnecessary risks. Fast forward 25 years. One of them is financially free. The other is still worried about money. What happened? Did one person work harder? Did one person earn more? Or is there something about the way we are taught to handle money that quietly keeps most people from building real wealth? Today we're going to explore one of the most widely accepted financial beliefs in the world, and why it may be holding millions of people back. The belief that saving money is the key to becoming rich. And by the end of this video, you may start looking at saving money in a completely different way. The advice. Everyone hears for generations. People have been told the same financial rule. Spend less than you earn. Save the difference. Repeat this process for decades and eventually you will build wealth. It sounds responsible. It sounds safe. And in many ways, it is good advice. Saving money teaches discipline. It creates a safety net during emergencies, and it helps people avoid unnecessary debt. But here is where the problem begins. Most people quietly assume that saving money alone will eventually make them rich. They believe that if they simply save enough money over time, financial freedom will naturally follow. But when we look at how wealth is actually created in the real world, the story becomes very different. Because saving money does something important. It preserves value. But preserving value is not the same thing as creating wealth. The silent enemy of savings. There is an invisible force constantly working against your savings. Inflation. Inflation simply means that the purchasing power of money slowly decreases over time. In simple terms, the same amount of money buys less in the future than it buys today. Think about everyday expenses, housing, education, healthcare, even basic groceries. Prices gradually increase year after year. Now compare that with what happens to money sitting in a traditional savings account. In many cases, that money grows very slowly, sometimes only a few % per year, and sometimes even less. This creates a strange situation. Your bank balance might be increasing, but the real value of that money, what it can actually buy, may be shrinking. This is why people who spent decades saving often discover something surprising later in life. Their savings look large, but their purchasing power feels much smaller than they expected. Saving protects money, but it does not always grow it faster than the economy changes. The limit of discipline. Let's imagine someone who is extremely disciplined with money. They save 20% of their income every year. They avoid unnecessary spending. They follow every rule of responsible financial behavior. This person is doing everything society recommends, but there is still a mathematical limitation. Savings depend on income, and income depends on time. You can only work a certain number of hours each day, which means there is always a ceiling to how much money you can save. Even if you double your savings rate, the growth remains relatively slow. This is why many middle-class families who save consistently still feel financially constrained after many years. They did the responsible thing. They saved money, but the system they are operating within places limits on how fast those savings can grow. And this is where the difference between saving and wealth creation becomes important. The shift from saving to investing. Saving money means protecting it. Investing means putting it to work. This is one of the most important financial distinctions people can understand. When money sits in savings, it remains mostly static. When money is invested, it begins participating in the economy. Businesses produce goods and services. Companies generate revenue. Real estate generates rent. Investments grow because economic activity is happening behind them. This is why investors are not just storing money. They are allowing money to participate in growth. Over long periods of time, that participation can create outcomes that savings alone rarely achieve. This is the point where many people begin to understand the real difference between income and wealth. Income comes from work. Wealth often comes from ownership. The power of assets. Assets are things that generate value over time. They may produce income. They may increase in price, or they may create new opportunities for growth. Examples include businesses, investments, intellectual property, and real estate. Assets have a powerful advantage over savings. They are not limited by time. A business can operate continuously. Investments can grow even while you are not actively working. This introduces something extremely powerful into the financial equation. Leverage. Leverage allows growth to occur beyond the limits of personal effort. And once leverage enters the picture, the trajectory of wealth can change dramatically. This is why most wealthy individuals focus heavily on acquiring assets, not simply accumulating savings. Why the saving myth continues. If saving money alone rarely creates significant wealth, why is this advice repeated so often? Because saving encourages responsible financial behavior. It reduces financial stress, and it aligns with the traditional model of employment. But the financial world is more complex than that simple rule. Saving money is the first step. It creates stability, but wealth usually emerges from the next step. Participation in assets. Participation in businesses. Participation in systems where money is actively working. Without that second step, many people spend decades preserving money without ever allowing it to grow meaningfully. Closing the curiosity loop. Remember the two people we talked about at the beginning of this video? Both worked hard, both saved money, but only one of them achieved financial freedom. The difference was not discipline. The difference was strategy. One person focused only on saving money. The other used savings as a foundation to acquire assets. Saving money is not the enemy of wealth, but believing that saving alone will create wealth can quietly keep people stuck. Once you understand how money actually grows, your perspective changes. Saving becomes the starting point, not the final destination. And the moment that shift happens, the entire financial journey begins to look different. If you want to understand how money, power, and financial systems actually work beneath the surface, subscribe to Dark Capital, because the better you understand the system, the easier it becomes to navigate.